Welcome to Sorare Assist, assisting you in your Sorare journey. Today I'm going to be highlighting some budget options in the American MLS League that of course starts towards the end of February, March time. All these players have the right qualities to shine in the SO5 scoring matrix and also are available at a budget price. Before we get stuck in, welcome all Sorare managers. As usual, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel and tap that notification bell to be alerted about any new videos. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook and Reddit, and for more free Sorare content, please check out SorareAssist.com. Links are in the description. If you're not signed up to Sorare yet, then sign up using the link below to get a free limited card. Let's get stuck into today's content then. As I say, I'm going to be highlighting some budget options in the American MLS. I've also highlighted some budget options in the Argentina and Brazilian League as well on some previous videos, so do check them out on my channel. This will be a 3-part series for the American MLS, so there's a lot of players to get through, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, ping that notification bell as well so you can get alerted as soon as these videos come out, and then you can hopefully hop on some of these bargains before the crowd. Now, also I want to mention all these players that I'm highlighting today are due to stay at their current club for the upcoming MLS season. All these players look like they've had their contracts extended or they've got a contract up till 2024. Okay, so again, with these picks though, always do your own research, and as always, this isn't financial advice. So the first player I've gone for is Ronald Matariyata of Cincinnati FC. Now, he looks a very impressive player, getting some very impressive scores. He's also an international for Costa Rica. He played 22 games last season, scored 2 goals and also had 4 assists. He's also created 6 big chances and 1.1 key passes per game. As you can see, he's predominantly a left attacking defender, so he is getting forward and he's also taking corners as well for Cincinnati. He's having an average of 35 passes per game, accurate passes, and he also kept 6 clean sheets while he was in the Cincinnati side, which is quite impressive considering Cincinnati had a bit of a poor season last season. He's averaging 1.5 interceptions per game and 2.5 tackles, and he's also having a fantastic 5 duels won as well per game. So in terms of his scores on the SO5, these scores look very, very good, as you can see. It's also got a couple of 90s there and also a 100 score. Now you can get this guy's card at limited for around £3, and on the rare you can get in for £104. Now to me, that looks very cheap. So this one is definitely one to research and potential a good addition to your Sorare gallery. Next player I've gone for is Ryan Hollingshead, 30-year-old who was placed for FC Dallas. Last season he had 30 games, scored 3 goals and also had a fantastic 5 assists. So again, he's another attacking player. He can play on the left or right of defence, but mainly he plays on the left. He's had 34 accurate passes as well, 81% accuracy, 1.2 interceptions and 2.1 tackles per game. And he's also won a fantastic 5.6 duels won as well per game. In terms of his scores on SO5, these numbers speak for themselves again. Some very impressive scores here. He's also getting some high scores, including 2 100 scores. Also plenty of 90 scores as well, some 80s and 70s. So this guy does look very impressive and very cheap at £5 on the limited and £89 on the rare. Another defender that caught the eye was Lopez. This guy of course also qualifies for the under-23 division. He is actually international as well. He does play internationally for Peru, so he is an international player, so he has got that international utility as well. Currently plays for San Jose Earthquakes, again another attacking left back. Started 16 of the games last season, 1 goal, 2 assists. He's also averaging 1 shot per game, which is absolutely fantastic. And he's also created 1 big chance last season. He's had 1.6 interceptions and 1 tackle per game, which isn't bad really for an attacking fullback. And he's also had 4.5 duels won as well. So this guy does look very impressive, and as I say, is an under 23 eligible player. So if we look at his scores then, there's some impressive scores here. He's got a couple of 80 scores as well, and also a couple of 75 scores. But for a young player, these scores do look impressive. And he is of course eligible for the under-23 division until 2024. His limited card is going for around £10 and his rare is going for £114. Another good player I've gone for is Donovan Pans, 23-year-old, so another player who is eligible for the under-23 league. Plays for DC United, played 16 games last season, started 16, 27 average passes per game with 77% accuracy. He actually kept 5 clean sheets in those 16 appearances, and his interceptions and tackles per game do look high, 1.8 respectively. And also his duels won does look impressive as well, 6.2 duels won. So in terms of how this equates to his SO5 scores, well, as you can see, some very, very good scores here. He's got a couple of 90 scores here, a score of 100 here as well. So as you can see, he's got some fantastic scores when he is playing in the side. Now you can get his limited card for around £9 and his rare card for around 206. Another defender that looks good is Shaun Niles of New York Red Bulls. 24-year-old defender on the 24-year-old central defender, 29 started games last season, 1 goal and also averaging 30 accurate passes per game. There are 1.2 interceptions per game and 1.4 tackles per game. His duels won looks impressive, which is 6.4 duels won per game. So this guy does really look to be finding his feet at New York Red Bulls, and his form looks to be increasing. Now looking at his scores on Sorare then, some impressive scores here when he is in the side, and he's got a few 70s and a few 60s as well, so a very, very consistent player. In terms of his limited card, you get it for around £9 and his rare for around 132. Another good player that caught the eye was Carl Smith of Orlando City. Now this guy can play on the left or right side of defence, as you can see here from his heat map, and he actually started 21 games last season for Orlando. He scored 1 goal, he's averaging 29 passes per game. He's also having a very high number of tackles per game at 2.4, and his duels won numbers also look impressive. Now as you can see here, he's been in and out of the side towards the end of the season for Orlando. But if you can get back into the side, then you are going to be looking at some big scores like this. This is when he was in the side and he was playing regularly. He was getting some fantastic scores there. Not sure why he didn't play towards the end of last season, but it's a new season and he may get his opportunity to shine again. So now is the time to pick up this player at a very cheap price. His limited is going for around £1.29p and his rare is going for around £22, which to me looks a very, very cheap price. Another one who looks cheap is Lennon from Atlanta United FC. 24-year-old right back, as you can see, is very attacking right winger there. He's also taking corners as well for Atlanta. He started 31 games last season for Atlanta as well, and he had 4 assists and created 5 big chances. He's also having 2.3 key passes per game, which shows that he is a very creative fullback. He's averaging 32 accurate passes per game as well, with an impressive 86% accuracy. Tackles per game looks good at 1.4, and his duels won also looks good for an attacking fullback. This guy is in the side and he is playing, and he is only 24. He's still also eligible for the under-23 division as well until July 2022. Now you can pick this guy up for around £10 on the limited and £166 on the rare, and as you can see from his scores, he's got some very impressive scores here, including 2 scores of 100 and even a score of 99 as well more recently. So this Lennon does look very impressive, and I expect him to crack on in this upcoming season. Jack Elliott is another one that I like, a very cheap player in the Philadelphia Union back line. Central defender, only 26 and English. He started 35 games last season for Philadelphia Union, so very consistent starter. He actually scored 2 goals as well, which is represented by his 1 shot per game, and also 1 assist. He's also created 2 big chances as well for his teammates, and his tackling and interception numbers look impressive at 1.6 and 1.7, and also is winning a number of duels as well at 5.1 per game. So Jack Elliott does look a fantastic option. He's also got a long contract as well at Philadelphia, and looking at his scores, some fantastic scores here. He's also got a score of 100 here, a score of 90, 81, 79, 76, 82 there. So some fantastic scores, as you can see from his graph. Now you can get his limited for around £16 and his rare is going for around £328. But I think this price is still pretty much budget for a 26-year-old defender who's going to be getting you these sort of scores. So another very, very viable option. Another player that's got a long contract is Lalas Ababakar of Colorado Rapids. Colorado obviously finished high up in the MLS last season. Now, Ababakar mainly plays as a central defender, but he can also play on the right side of defence as well. He started 24 games last season for Colorado. He didn't start all the games, but this was mainly due to a little injury that he had. And he actually scored 2 goals as well in those 24 starts. He's averaging 39 passes per game and 89% accuracy. He's also kept 6 clean sheets in those 24 starts as well. His interceptions and tackle numbers look good, and also his duels won also look impressive. But this guy does look like a very good option. In terms of his scores then, so he's got some very, very good scores, as you can see from his graph here. Also got a couple of 94 scores there as well, a couple of scores of 80 and 70s, plenty of 6s and 50s as well, so it looks like a very consistent performer. In terms of his limited card, you can get that for around £13 and £189 for his rare. So the final option in this part 1 of the MLS budget scouting video is Brandon Bye of New England Revolution. Only 26, he can play on the left or right of defence, but predominantly plays on the right of defence in the right fullback role. Started 28 games last season, 2 goals and also 2 assists. He's also chipped in with 6 big chances, and he's averaging 1 key pass per game, which is looking very impressive. His tackle numbers looks impressive as well, 2 per game, and also his duels won as well, 5.6. So this guy does look absolutely fantastic, and he is only 26. In terms of his scores, he's got some very impressive scores here, some also high scores as well that you can see from here. So he is looking very, very good. His limited card is going for around £5 and his rare is going for around 113. So another very viable option. So that was all the options in the part 1 of this MLS budget scouting video. Is there any players that you like the look of there? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, then please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel and ping that notification bell. If you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook and Reddit, and for more free Sorare content, please check out SorareAssist.com. Links in the description. If you're not signed up to Sorare yet, then sign up using the link below to get a free limited card. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you found this useful, and I'll see you again soon.